to BizChicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. I'm Terralina, and I'm here with my co-host, Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And today it's time for Tech Life Weekly. And we always like to get started with history, tech history. And so we're going to bring Fran up and let's see what she's got for us today. What's happening, Fran?
Okay, so anyway, you're going to meet, what shall I call, Ava. It's going to give us our tech history today. So let me bring in Ava. And let's get Ava going.
This week in tech history, February 24th through 28th, 1955, Steve Jobs born, impact, helped lead the personal computing and smartphone revolutions through Apple Inc. 1962, Echo 1 satellite communications relay, impact, early global satellite communications breakthrough. 2011, final mission of Space Shuttle Discovery, impact, marked the close of a major era in shuttle-based space logistics. 2011, IBM Watson wins Jeopardy! Impact, public validation of artificial intelligence capability. February 25, 2010, Apple sells 10 billionth iTunes song. Impact, demonstrated digital media dominance. 1925, Checograph patented. Impact, foundation for digital banking image systems. 1837, electric motor patent issued. Impact, early milestone in electrical machinery development. February 26, 1991, first web browser released. Tim Berners-Lee introduced World Wide Web. Impact, made the internet interactive and usable. 1966, first Saturn 1B rocket launch. Impact, strengthened Apollo-era capabilities. 1935, radar demonstrated. Impact, revolutionized detection and signal systems. February 27, 1996, USB 1.0 introduced. Impact, standardized hardware connectivity. V92 modem standard introduced. Impact, improved dial-up performance. Apple discontinues Newton PDA. Impact, early mobile computing lesson preceding smartphones. February 28, 2013, Tesla, Inc. reports first quarterly profit. Impact, accelerated investor confidence in EVs. 1954, first color TVs go on sale. Impact, transformed home media consumption. 1885, AT&T Incorporated. Impact, foundation of U.S. telecommunications infrastructure. Now, emerging tech, tools for small business AI embedded in accounting platforms. Modern accounting tools are integrating AI for expense categorization, cash flow forecasting, automated reporting. Impact, reduces manual bookkeeping time and increases financial visibility. AI meeting assistants gain adoption. AI tools now transcribe meetings, summarize action items, sync with task managers. Impact, faster follow-up and reduced administrative burden. SMS Plus CRM integration expands. CRMs are expanding built-in SMS automation and conversational AI. Impact, small businesses can respond faster and nurture leads without additional staff. Now tech making history. This week, Apple prepares March product launch. Apple Inc. signals upcoming hardware announcements. Samsung launches Galaxy S26 series. Samsung Electronics introduces upgraded AI-powered devices. Impact, raises consumer expectations for AI integration in mobile. Enterprise AI competition intensifies. IBM and other legacy firms face increased competition from next-gen AI platforms. Impact, capital and talent continue shifting toward AI-first infrastructure. And now, Blacks in Tech History. Dr. April Erickson, aerospace engineer and NASA leader. Dr. April Erickson became one of the first Black women to earn a PhD in mechanical engineering while working at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. Impact, advanced spacecraft instrumentation and satellite systems while expanding representation in aerospace engineering. Jesse Jackson, tech industry equity advocate. Through the Rainbow Push Coalition, Reverend Jackson pushed Silicon Valley companies to release workforce diversity data and expand supplier diversity commitments. He engaged leadership at Apple Inc., Google, Facebook Impact, made diversity reporting measurable, and positioned tech equity as an economic issue. And that is your week in tech history. See you next time. This Week in Tech History.
I love Ava. She's really succinct, and I like the fact that she gets straight to the point. Here's what it is. Here's the impact. Well done, Fran. You know you're muted.
I was muted because Ava was still talking.
Oh, was she really?
Yeah, because it looped. I'd have to take that off loop. Okay, but I like Ava.
I like her. She's cute and she's succinct, like I said, and direct to the point. Oh my goodness. Well,
I'm gonna have to tweak Ava just a bit, but I was like, oh, she's good.
She's good. Well, I have some things I want to share, and they might take a minute. So,
okay.
Let's see. Let's get to it. Let's see. Share screen. And I want to talk about the hidden tech advances at HBCUs.
Oh,
I know. So let me see if I can get this together. I want to go to the start of this.
okay. I'm gonna tell you're already there. Stay there.
Okay.
And use your keys.
I see it down. It wasn't coming up. My keys weren't coming up.
No,
okay.
I mean use
your
arrows. Your
but
arrows.
I didn't know where I was in the presentation.
Okay.
So here we are. We're going to talk about today about the hidden tech advances at HBCUs, because innovation goes beyond the spotlight. There's some groundbreaking research in AI leadership and bold solutions that we haven't even heard about. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but at Morehouse College, they are the landmark supercomputer project is being handled there, which puts them as one of the Southeast's most powerful academic supercomputers is actually in their purview. They have received a $457 million grant from the National Science Foundation to do this cutting edge research. And it is basically centered around climate modeling, machine learning, and biomedical breakthroughs. So Morehouse now leads national programs for AI education and faculty development across the country. Here's the deal. In terms of adoption of AI, near universal at HBCUs, 98% of the students are using it. 96% of the faculty have integrated it into their teaching. 84% quality boost because AI improves schoolwork, and it helps them be, what would you call it, positioned for their future careers. Let me say this, AI is integrated across more than 50 HBCUs, but challenges remain because of cost, internet access, because, you know, a number of these campuses are pretty remote because they were embedded in the rural South, and institutional readiness. Do they have the interworkings that they need in order to move this fast? Here's something I wasn't familiar with. We probably talked about this, but I don't recall it. STEM City USA. It's the HBCU virtual village. It's a metaverse innovation. Did we talk about this?
No.
Okay, and it consists virtually of 3D campuses that are AI enhanced, and they're learning modules and digital twin environments. It's immersive education because it provides mentorship, career fairs, and cybersecurity simulations. It has national influence because it's a prototype for inclusive, culturally rooted AI education and digital equity. So, Morgan State University, they're all about cybersecurity and fintech leadership. They have a $90 million grant from the Navy for research in machine learning and cybersecurity. Okay. And then they received the Ripple grant, which is all about blockchain and fintech innovation. For those who don't know what that language means, Bitcoin type things. So they're studying that. IBM Partnership delivers Cybersecurity Leadership Center with cloud and attack simulation tools. So I was just stunned by this. The NSF Cyber Corps supports PhD candidates through internships. Drone delivery of tiny homes. Houston Tiltotson University. I have not heard of this university. It must be very small. They are solving Austin's housing crisis with technology. They have partnership with a company called Hoover City to deploy fully functional, rapidly deployable Hoover House tiny homes delivered by drone technology. This makes sense in Houston because they have experienced a number of floods. Just think, to be able to, instead of having mobile homes, be able to just plop a house somewhere for temporary housing. This this is major. Then Alabama A&M University. It is a driving, inclusive, innovative, and economic growth hub. They have visionary leadership in that Dr. Teresa Meriwether Grock, national leader in university-centered economic development, is positioned there. They are positioned for STEM and aerospace through advanced manufacturing, aerospace and technology, commercialization. This is a historic first. The first HBU to host the University Economic Development Association National Conference was held at Alabama A&M. Now, let's talk about Alabama statewide. HBCU Innovation Experience, a tech ecosystem. There are 1,000 students trained and coding in app development. The exposure is the industry mentor and Apple certifications are being provided. Engagement. There's an annual pitch competition with 40K in startup capital. Empowerment. Students build apps solving real community challenges. Now, HBCUs shaping the AI era. AI integration, long time integration of AI and machine learning into the curricula. Centers of Excellence, proposals of HBCUs based AI research hubs are located on these campuses. It's a security pipeline. God knows we need cybersecurity. Producing U.S. citizen STEM graduates for clearance roles. And it's about ethical AI. Oh my gosh. Uh, Leading data justice and algorithm accountability. And with Anthropic, Lord knows we need some ethics going on over there. And I'm glad somebody's holding out. HBCUs are the unsung architects of tech innovation. They're responsible for bold advances, supercomputers to metaverse campuses, community impact, research meets equity and inclusion, America's future. Investing in HBCUs is investing in innovation. So let's recognize and support these vital engines of creativity and change. Uh, do you guys want to see the STEM City campus?
Sure.
Okay, let me stop sharing this and go get that for you. Hold on a minute. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Oh,
Yeah, this is STEM
okay.
City.
So now, because see, I have the metaverse.
Mm-hmm. STEM City USA. And
So I can go over there. I don't know if they'll let me in because I'm not a
hey, I went
student.
in.
Oh,
Check it
did
out. Here we go. Can you see it?
yeah. Because
Okay.
see, I've gone into the metaverse before, but I never knew this was in here.
Exactly. That's why I said, let me share this and see if these guys know about this. And then you get this drop down. We can go into the Guten lobby. We can go, let's see here. Go back. Let's see, where else can we go? Here's the library. I went in this door right here. And I can
Wow.
find their podcasts, their seminars. It's just a wealth of information. Where else? Oh, here's Lockheed Martin. What they doing over there? Research, technology. I was just flabbergasted by this.
Well, I'm like I said, when I went into the metaverse, I never saw all of this,
Mhm.
and I
And
didn't know that.
I think they've developed it since then. You know what I mean? But it's been here a while. But because we were early implementers, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We didn't go back. Meanwhile, they were building all of this over there. Look, they got a career day going. They visit home education and discovery. All right. Oh, for people who were what? Teaching at home.
Wow.
I mean, it's like I said, there's a whole universe over here, and it's being run by HBCUs. They have, of course, they have a TikTok, they have a YouTube channel that they're streaming. I mean, stuff is going on over here. Let's go to the auditorium. Welcome to Education Discovery Center. There's career day. I'm just, I was like, okay, all right. What can I say? To me, it was just a lot, and I was just happy to see it, and I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Yeah, this is good.
Hmm. So that's what's happening at HBCUs. They are not stagnant. They are in the forefront as usual on the ground floor, just as their predecessors were that we've been learning during Black History Month and sharing with you. I want you to know we're still in the game and we are leading. And that's what I wanted to share with you today.
Thank you. Hey, TJ, Dr. Tasha.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm making sure my mic is on because sometimes, it's not on. So
I hear you.
That was really good because seriously, I have the goggles. I have not been back in the metaverse in a minute, but if I'd have known they were in the metaverse, maybe I'd have gone in more often.
So now you can go to STEM City and see what's happening.
the metaverse.
Mm-hmm. So that's all I have, guys.
Okay.
I love it.
TJ, is your
I'm
turn.
bringing up. I'm getting my notes. Give me a second. So this.
Okay. Yes, this is really, really, really interesting. And
the whole STEM City and how much money they are getting for cyber research. I'm really happy about that.
yeah.
And
So, sorry.
Go ahead. You gonna say?
Well, no, I had a question about, was this one HBCU or is this because I came in as you were talking about it. Is this a group of HBCUs together or just one?
this is a group, but we talked about what was going on at several individual campuses.
Okay.
But here, I'll put it back up so you can see it while we're waiting for waiting to get there. But it's called STEM City. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, where's the presentation you did previously where you talked about the different
Campuses and what they're doing?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. All righty, just a second. Let me come over here and stop sharing this one and go here to oh, I know where it is. It was in Gamma. Just a second. Got to bring it back up. Hidden advances. Hidden presentation mode. Here we go. Screen. Okay, so can you guys see that now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we talked about some of the different things that are going on at campuses. Of course, Morehouse is a leader. They are doing, they got a grant from the National Science Foundation, and they're doing climate models, machine learning, biomedical breakthroughs. 98% of the students at HBCUs are actively using AI tools, and 96% of the faculty have integrated them into the actual curriculum, these AI tools, because it improves output for the students. It helps to plan career paths, because this is the future. I'm running through this quickly. The STEM City USA is the HBCU village. It's a metaverse innovation. And over there, they are doing mentorships, they're doing career fairs, cybersecurity simulations, just a number of things are going on in that metaverse. And Morgan State received $9 million from a Navy research grant. They're doing cybersecurity, and they're doing research in the field of Bitcoin. You know, it's a Ripple grant. Ripple is a coin. And then this one, Tutson Stiltonson University is delivering tiny homes, just picking them up with super drones and plopping them down in the Houston, Texas area. And I said this was important because Houston, you know, floods a lot. So able to do this instead of mobile homes and have them actually on like a grid where they're able to be solar. It's just, I was just blown away by that. Then Alabama A&M is driving STEM over there in aerospace. This is okay. Alabama statewide, they have over 1,000 students trained in coding and app development. They got mentorships with Apple. They have annual pitch contests, and they're receiving $40,000 in startup capital through these pitch contests, and it's empowering students to build apps that solve real community challenges. So here we are, HBCUs shaping the AI era. I just want you to know that we're not standing still, and we need to support these institutions. You
Love
ready?
it.
You ready, TJ?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Yeah. So, and that's what
cool.
I found out about STEM City when I was doing this. I was like, whoa.
Cool. Let me get some water first.
Is there some place did you post this research?
No, I just shared it here on the show. Do you want the link for STEM City?
Yeah, I would love the link.
I could put that right there.
Yeah, put that in there. We can
We could put on goggles and go over there.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't think you even need goggles. I just opened it up and every door opened, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put this also in the private chat.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we could take a look at that.
I forgot you guys are the cyber explorers. I just love having this information so I can share it with people who are trying to figure out what's the next move in my career? What's the next move in my business? Is anybody working on this? Because they always act as though we are not participating. It gives the impression we're being left behind, so we need to go to other institutions. No,
Not at all.
not so. Okay. Now,
Agreed.
Okay, so you're up, TJ.
Okay. All right. So this week in social media news and updates, we're going to start with Snapchat. Snapchat announces the Snappies, its first ever creator award show. So they are hosting its first ever award show on March 21st. They say the award show is called the Snappies. It's designed to celebrate the creators shaping culture on Snapchat. Creators will receive awards like Spotlight MVP, Best Storyteller, and Breakout Creator of the Year, alongside awards across fashion, beauty, sports, music, food, and games. Other categories will be collaboration, comedy, and cultural impact. So here's the quote for Snapchat. Together, these honors reflect the many ways creators spark conversations, build community, and define culture on Snapchat. The Snappies reinforces Snapchat's ongoing commitment to celebrating creators, not just as users, but as artists, entertainers, and cultural leaders. So now Snapchat, these awards, they're falling behind TikTok because TikTok has an award show where they do a live event. So Snapchat is following in the footsteps and saying this will bring together creators, industry leaders, and special guests. One of the special guests is DJ Khaled, or however, I think it's Khaled, which he will be getting Snapchat's Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, if you don't know DJ Khaled, he is, I think he's a producer. He's done a lot of songs. He's done some songs with Beyonce and Jay-Z, big names like that. He's also been a big proponent, creator, star on Snapchat from the beginning. Like, that's how, I mean, I knew about Snapchat, but then it was like DJ Khaled was on there with his stories and things, and he's very entertaining. So that brought a lot of people over. So they're giving him a Lifetime Achievement Award for all of his content creator efforts. The Snappies will be hosted by comedian and creator Matt Friend. Don't know him, but I guess he's big on Snapchat. This will take place at Snap's Santa Monica headquarters. Snapchat says it will release more details, including lists of nominees in the coming weeks. So why is Snapchat doing these awards? Well, one, it is a place for creators to come and create content. You may get an award. Think of it as the Oscars, the Tonys, the Grammys, whatever, of content creation in this format for stories and things like that. Also, there's a shift in the entertainment industry, and we've talked about it a lot too, from offline, big TV, big three media companies, NBC, ABC, whatever, to people are now getting their content and their entertainment on the social media apps. So this is one more thing to get people to come over to Snapchat who aren't already there. Okay, so that's why they're doing it. So there's a big shift from watching. You watch Must See TV. What was it? Must See TV on NBC. One of the nights, Thursday nights, it was the Cosby Show and the whole lineup, and it was Must See TV because you were going to miss it. Now we don't do Must See TV anymore because it'll be streaming. It'll be on YouTube. You'll find it later. So there's no must see. And you're going to miss it. We used to go, Black people on TV, and we would run because you were not going to see that again. That's like, for example, the Michael Jackson, when he first did the moonwalk, it was the Motown anniversary special 25. I haven't found it anywhere. I don't know. I mean, I've seen some clips online, but I don't think Motown is selling it. So it was like, if you didn't see it live, you missed it, because everybody was talking about that thing. Like, oh, Michael Jackson. So what I mean is like that we don't have that anymore. So they're trying to create a sense of, come over and see this and be a part of the Snapchat community and see the creators. And you might want to make content because you could get the award next year. That kind of, it's in the vein of like the Oscars. Like every year there's movies put out because we want to win an Oscar. So this is kind of the social media equivalent like that. And Snapchat is not unique in this. I just said TikTok has their award show. I'm pretty sure Instagram is going to follow up. So they pretty much follow each other. Not a shocker. All right, so that's
a great opportunity.
Yeah, you have to create an area, a pool where people feel like they're not just making content, and this is not the business side of it. These are the influencers. Like they have to feel like there's a purpose. Like, okay, we're making content. We either doing business or we're doing it for fun. If you're doing it for fun, you want views and you want to be known. Those people want to be known over building a business using the online tools. They want to be known. So this is like being known. This is the Oscars and all the other things you want to say. So that's what Snapchat is doing. Good for them. Enjoy. And now let's move to the world of Meta. Meta has been very busy this week. Let's see. Let's start with Threads. Threads is going to let you share to Instagram stories without leaving the app. Now, what this is an easier way to share your thread post or anyone's thread post. It could be any thread post. It makes it easier. So they have a new feature that lets you share a thread post to your Instagram story without having to leave the Threads app. You will preview how the post will look on your stories directly within the Threads app. Now, the way it was before was you would hit the little share button. Looks like an arrow. Looks like paper airplane. You hit that. It would open Instagram. And then you could manipulate the story inside of Instagram. So now they're saying, okay, you don't have to do that. We're going to show you what it looks like inside of Threads. Because some people, I've done it a couple times. I'm like, oh, I want to share this to my story. And then it opens Instagram. And then something happens. I put the phone down and I forget. So, okay. I mean, this is like a little tiny thing, but it's like, okay, instead of it going to another app, it stays inside the Threads. Which
is what people want. People want convenience.
Yeah.
They don't want to be having to click all these different buttons.
Yeah, less steps. So you still hit the share button, but it doesn't open Instagram. It just stays where it is. So I guess people want to have this. All right, more from Threads. Threads is testing simplified DM connection. So there's another shortcut to make it easier to DM someone else, within the app. So the new process is in testing in US and Canada. So it's in testing. It will allow users to type DM me or message me in a post, which will then activate that term as a quick link in the Threads DM flow. Now, I have not seen this process. Again, it's a test. So you tap on the shortcut, will take you to a one-on-one direct messaging chat with that person. If you both follow each other, the message will go directly to the inbox. If you don't follow each other, the message is filtered through the message request folders to prevent spam. What that means is if you're not following each other, the person may have specific things set up to not receive DMs. So it has to go through the process of how they have it. But if you both follow each other, it's just like Carolina said, instead of having all these steps, it's just one step. Okay, so Meta says the new shortcut removes the need to navigate to a person's profile to start a DM conversation with them. So you can start it right in the thread instead of profile and all of the steps. Okay, so they're testing this. Is not available to everyone. It's testing in the US and Canada. So it will allow users to type DM me or message me in a post instead of them going and looking at the person's profile and tapping 3-4 things. You just type DM me and it goes through the whole DM process from the post. Okay. All right, Instagram. Instagram is working on their Reels view, a new design update. So another experiment. They're going to put more emphasis on Reels with customizable feed options for Reels display. So the update would enable more specific user controls for in-app experiences and further emphasize Instagram shift and focus towards short video content. Okay, yeah. Why are we doing this? So it opens the main Reels feed and gives users access to a new Your Feed center. You'll be able to visit the center by tapping a new icon that's placed in the middle of the bottom control panel. Again, they're playing around with the interface of Reels, and we're like, why? So when you tap on this new icon, this new Your Feed center, you'll be shown a selection of Reels feed options. And then you will also have to swipe through all of that. So the optional feeds inside of this new Reel center: following friends, latest, and save. So this is where, if you save a reel or you want to see what your friends are doing or whatever, you can organize it in that way by going through this your feed center, your feeds for Reels. This is for Reels. So you can choose between favorites, suggested, following friends, latest, and save. So they're doing this refreshed format because Reels is where people spend most of their time in the app. Not me, but this is what they're saying. So here's some stats. So in late 2024, PPC Land reported that Meta said users were sharing 3.5 billion Reels daily across Facebook and Instagram, while 50% of all time spent on Instagram at that time, this is late 2024, was dedicated to Reels consumption. So until they update these numbers, I can assume that Instagram knows that people are doing Reels, consuming Reels. Whereas not everybody is. And like I said, I was not a fan of the new Instagram app because when you go into it on the iPad, when you go on the iPad, it just jumps right to Reels. And I'm like, I don't jump to Reels. I mean, I see the Reels because they're in my feed, but I'm like, I'm not a big fan of Reels, but obviously people like them. So what do we think of that? So they are switching up the Reels view, putting a new button in the bottom and all this crazy stuff for Reels.
Well, I'm for anything that makes the navigation easier.
Right.
Right. I just, a lot of that stuff, I'm just like, no, I can't. I ain't got time to learn that. I got to use that mental capital for something else.
Right. I mean, me personally, I just when I see Reels on Instagram, I tense up. I'm like, it's all dancing people and this.
And like, you don't know what you're going to get. It's so mixed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that that's what people like, short form video, but it's just a different feel for me. Cause I'm like, if I go to YouTube, for instance, on the mobile app, shorts isn't thrown at me, but shorts are there. Whereas Instagram is like, here it is all mixed up in the feed, and you got to tap on it and open it, and then it's a reel, and then it's, if it's Reels where it's content that I want to consume, this, yes, but mostly it is dancing people. What's that dancing challenge? I told my something, I'd make them a backup dancer if they did something.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
I hate that. I'm like, what does that got to do with anything?
Nothing.
But it has to do with people. The thing I was saying about the Snapchat Snappy Awards, which is more entertainment, is where all the apps are going.
I think the thing is, a lot of people go there for escapism, just like TV.
Yes, that's why. But I don't. But I understand that most people do. So, and I see it on Facebook too. Also, there's a lot of and Facebook I like better because the Reels aren't in my face. They're on a shelf. Like, put the Reels on the shelf. But Instagram puts them inside of everything. And I'm like, if it's something I'm interested in, I will look at the Reel. But I'm just like, most of it is dancing, the dance challenge of, and then somebody's in the background dancing and they all use the same sound. So you know what it's about.
Yes.
And when I hear this song, I'm like, okay, I know what this is. This is that. I told my kid I was something if there was a background dancer for me, and then the person is in the background dance, and I'm like, this is stupid. Most of the stuff is stupid, but that's me.
It's me too.
Yeah, you agree? I mean, I like what
Well,
Reels
it's not
is standing
right.
for.
It's not wrong. It's just different, ladies.
Right.
Okay.
No, it's stupid.
I have so I have a question. Didn't Reels used to have their own like app?
They did.
They
Why
did,
can't
but
we just have that? And if we want to go over there,
see,
we
that's
go over
what.
there.
Okay, let me read this again because Instagram knows that people are sharing 3.5 billion reels daily across Facebook and Instagram, and half of the time spent on Instagram is dedicated to reels consumption. So they're doing it. I know why they're doing it because they have the numbers in the back end, and they say, oh, people are liking reels, so let's push reels and promote it and do these things for reels. Whereas I'm like, yeah, they got to be talking about something I want for me to watch a reel. Otherwise, it's just dancing this or something dumb, and I'm like, no. So that's just my personal rant. But people like reels, so enjoy.
Good
All
for
right.
them.
yeah,
I'm
for
just
them.
saying Reels need to be on an app by itself where it used to be.
Yeah, but they won't. They're not going to do that because that's the numbers bring in. That's where the consumption is. So they want to put it in Instagram. So they want you to, it's all about the eyes, the views.
Because it's cluttered. Because when you go into Facebook, it's over there.
That's what I was saying. When you go to Facebook, there's a real shelf. Like, I like that. Like, okay, I know they ignore that unless I see something that I want to watch, which is not that dance challenge thing or something stupid. Or most of the time, people are making dumb content where it is a skit, it is fake, but they want to make it look real, and then you watch it, and then it's like, oh, that's a skit. And like, I just wasted my time because I don't want to watch skits. Not me, but there's a place for it. Like if you want that, like we talked about Country Wayne, and his things are planned. If you know what I mean, his is more of he's approaching it as I am a media producer. I am making content like if it was on a big channel, versus people just making stupid skits and you think, oh, and it's like it's I hate that. But Facebook does the shelves. YouTube does the shelf, so. And it's a short. It's a reel. Instagram is just like big and it's like, oh, a big post. No. All right, more from Instagram. Instagram is now going to alert parents when teens search for self-harm content. And if you want to ask yourself why, this is because, it's the Instagram CEO and also Mark Zuckerberg called up again to go to Congress to testify why this, that, and that about teens. So this is an ongoing thing. So Instagram is putting out little things to help parents, to help them when their minor children over 13 supposedly is using Instagram. So Instagram will start alerting parents if their teen repeatedly tries to search for terms related to suicide or self-harm within a short period of time. So Meta says it already blocks users from searching for suicide and self-harm content. These new alerts are designed to make sure parents are aware if their teen is repeatedly trying to search for this content so that they can support them. Searches that may trigger an alert include phrases encouraging suicide or self-harm. Phrases like suicide or self-harm, obviously, the actual term. Instagram says parents will receive the alert via email, text, or WhatsApp, depending on the contact information they provided. That means how they've set up their Instagram to be notified.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So once the parent knows, does that shift the responsibility? Should the child carry out this act, then are the parents now liable for child neglect because they got an alert?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying because remember the minor, the teen that unalived, suicide, whatever himself with ChatGPT. Remember that?
Yes.
And the parents are trying to blame OpenAI. OpenAI said, we dot legally. Also, come to find out with that story that the child had manipulated themselves to the parents in the house as being in crisis,
yeah.
and the parents ignored it. So here we go with you as the parent. You need to be aware. You cannot. So your device is not a nanny. ChatGPT is not a nanny. Whatever AI device, social media is not the nanny. But Instagram is saying, look, we're getting called to the carpet. Things are happening. So we're putting things in legally. Little, what is it, road bumps or to slow the traffic down. So if you come to us and say, my kid, we go, we got the tools here. We're not the parent. But we will give you the things that say if your kid is searching for certain terms and they're not doing this if they're doing it for fun, they need to not do that because they're going to get a trigger from the parent's going to get an alert. So now Instagram is saying, listen, we have to protect ourselves as a corporation, also be liable and held responsible to the society without being a parent because we're not the parent. We're just a tool of getting information online for adults. And we set up the roadblocks. You must be 13. You must do this. You must do. So Instagram and other platforms have always put these, well, not always, lately have put all of these things in. I think Snapchat has like a parent center where you can go in. So the parent cannot say, my child did this and it's your fault, Meta, and we want money or, whatever. Because there is, as a parent, it is your responsibility. You bought the device.
There you
pay
go.
For the service. You pay for the internet. That. Do not hand your child a device and say, here you go, and ignore them. See, there's the ignoring part because you want to do day drinking wine or whatever you're doing.
This would have been like back in the day, plopping your kid down in front of the TV while Bozo, Captain, whoever's
or
on.
Something came on. Right, yeah.
And then and you can't blame the studio, the television manufacturer for that. You put that kid down in front of that TV.
Right. But see, parents are handed it all because social media is bad. Social media is social media. It's,
A quick question. Who is Bozo, Captain?
Bozo the Clown and Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, okay. I was like, Bozo?
She was combining them.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, I don't understand how he even got a thing. But this is a side note. Clowns are creepy anyway. So how they have Bozo the Clown as a child entertainer is beyond my understanding because he was creepy.
Oh, poor Bozo.
It's just a matter of taste. Some people like orange hair. Ask McDonald Ronald.
It's not, it's parents have been doing this for like Fran said, as it, in the olden days and whenever the parents go outside and don't come back in until dark or whatever, and because I got things to do, or I don't want to hear you talking or whatever the reason was. But now you have it's like giving a toddler a car. Put them in front of the iPad and they're supposed to be watching what is it, Bluey or whatever the thing is now. But if you don't lock it down, they might tap and find something else because it's the internet. It's the information is available. So you as a parent, would you you would let your toddler cross the street? Or would you pick up the kid, hold their hand, put them in a stroller and cross the street? See? Same thing.
It depends on how mature the toddler is. I'm kidding.
Because see, kids have a propensity to run. Their minds aren't, they're like, you take them out of, we're going to the park over here. And the kid mind gets out of the car. No, I'm going across here. I don't know about the traffic. But you're the parent that knows about the traffic. So you have to say, well, I know my kids are running because my daughter was a runner. I knew she was a runner. I have a nephew that I remember this. Oh my goodness. When he was a baby, we took him to the mall. I went to visit my friend who was working in a record store. And I was, yeah. He was running around the record store and all of a sudden he wasn't. And I said, oh my God, where is he? Had to run out. He was out the door. A woman found, she said, I said, yes, thank you very much. So, but I'm not a parent now. I'm me. I'm like, I want to talk to my friend. I'm like, I'm not a parent. I'm just like, hey, he's my nephew. But he's a runner, so he's running around. But a parent goes, my kid's a runner, so I know I have to hold their hand, put them in a harness, put them in a whatever, or else this kid is gonna run because the kid doesn't know.
Here's
so the
the
same
other
thing with
thing.
the devices.
That children are so observant. They have learned to unlock their
They're like little
seatbelts
squirrels.
early.
Yeah, they go, and you're like,
And
what?
you're like, you were locked in. So, you have to check back. Do I need more security on this?
Right. So what I'm saying is, and as the parent, my kid, da 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 da. I'm not just going to plop them in front, give them a phone, a device, or whatever, knowing that there's dangerous stuff, or they can type in whatever they want, because AI is here to serve and say, well, what would you like? And you type in what it is, and they give it to you. They don't go, wait a minute, are you under 13?
Right.
The AI doesn't do that. It goes, your wish is my command. I'm here to fulfill your request. Not, are you, when you go, it's like when you go to a wine website or alcohol, they ask you immediately at the door, you must be 18 to enter. Are you? Yes or no? Fran, you muted. Everybody's mute. Why is everybody muted? Oh, she went to find a
This is what they put their kids in front of.
I don't think you like clowns.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there a John Wayne Gacy? Didn't he dress up as the clown?
Just right here.
Well, see, that's the thing. Clowns were not initially scary. It's just that people started using the clown persona to do diabolical things. And then you had movies like It and that just sealed the deal. So that just made people scared of clowns.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
And so you put your kid down in front of the TV with the clown.
But see, here I didn't mean to get off into the parenting thing. It always seems to go that way when we're talking about social media and kids and parents, and they want to hand it off to, it's Instagram's fault, it's Meta's fault.
Fred said the clown is scary. Go ahead.
It's Snapchat's fault. Bad. And we're like, well, I use AI for my business, or I do this for that. What?
Don't take your kid to the circus. Okay.
Come on. So Instagram is just trying to get ahead of it. So, I mean, this is a good thing.
Right, it is. And I think all of the tech companies or platforms should all unite. Like, we are not responsible for your child.
Yes. Yeah. So they're doing it because all these lawsuits are coming up, and I feel sorry for the parents that have lost, but I always think about, because I was really concerned about the one where the kid used the ChatGPT and did that. But I read the Times. I was like, I got to read this New York Times story. The New York Times story said, wait a minute, he had done several times shown his parents that he was in trouble, in crisis, and they were like, okay, little whatever, or they ignored him. You can't do that. And it's because they're like, well, here's the phone. You do what you want. And I'm like, well, I pay for the phone. Let me see that phone. What are you looking at? What are your searches? Because you can see all that. You can set the phone up to do exactly what you want as a parent, but you're taking the lazy way out by not setting up the roadblocks, the speed bumps, the things to slow them down. And just you got to know your kid, because like the other day my daughter was she something, I was like, something wrong, like, you're angry about that. She was like, nothing's wrong. I was like, oh, something wrong. And it came out later that day what was on her mind. But I knew something was wrong, not seriously wrong. It's just that she was upset about something, and I was just like, your kid's actions, because it's out of the ordinary. Like,
because you paid attention to the kid.
Because every day the kid is like, oh, and all of a sudden it's a 180. You're like, wait a minute, something's wrong. But see, parents aren't doing that. So here we are.
Well, not to add to the whole thing, but this kind of reminds me of, and of course, all of this is tragically sad, but it reminds me of the whole thing of there is no accountability taken for anything.
Right.
That if something goes wrong societally, we're not taught to take accountability for things. Where's apology ever the word of the day for any of these things? When you see on larger levels that governments don't apologize for their actions, that trickles down to all of us, where none of us take accountability for what we do, because there's always a convenient excuse as to why this happened. Not a reason, but a convenient excuse.
You mean the blaming game?
Okay. Yes, blaming someone else. So it's the platform's fault.
Oh no, it goes all the way back to Adam and Eve. It's the woman you gave me.
That's always
exactly.
It's always mama's fault.
But you ate the damn apple.
It's her fault.
Regardless, right? So there's always a convenient excuse as to why you didn't do what was right.
Right.
So it's very easy to blame people. And again, the unfortunate consequence is that you lose something. And unfortunately, they lost their children.
Right.
But this is why you can't use the excuse of, oh, well, I was so busy at work. It's too late for that. And this is not to pick at something that's already very tragic.
Yes.
But it's to say that this should be a cautionary tale, that you have to look inside as to what did I do to cause XYZ action, or how could I have helped with this?
And when you're a parent, you have to have two heads, two brains, because one is I'm doing things as me as an adult, and I go to work, I pay the bills, and you got to have another head that goes, well, my kid, and you got that head got to be on a swivel. What's going on with my children? What's, that kind of world. And a lot of people aren't equipped for that. And like Dr. Tati said, nobody teaches them that. Used to be, you would get that kind of advice from an older mother type figure, an aunt, a grandmother, a mother, but those things aren't happening anymore. So
that's the thing, we've lost the village. And again, not to go down that
we're not gonna go down but that's
that's why you have to speak up. So the whole thing is, it's like, all right, I remember one time there was a group of young ladies who would always come to my office when I was at the university. And one time I heard they were coming to my office, but I heard them like laughing and screaming like banshees. And I came outside, I was like, that's not how you act. And now these are grown people. And I was like, that's not how you act in the hallways. Come in here and be quiet. And they were like in their 20s, but I'm like, what you're not going to do is get out there and act orangutan-ish.
Right.
And then tell people I taught you, or that you were coming to see me. No, you won't.
Yeah, that ain't going to be associated with me.
Exactly. But it's that thing, but it's also the village. And I'm like, okay, these are young women of color as well. There's already a stigma in terms of the way we act and think. So if I see an action that's wrong, I'm going to correct you.
Right. And that's what we should do. That's what we should do. But a lot of these youngsters now are like, they will turn on you or whatever. But at least you did your part of saying this behavior should be X, Y, Z, because I'm not sure. Maybe somebody didn't teach you. But then here you go. They're going to run with it and do whatever. So, getting back to Instagram, this is what they're doing. They're putting things in place. This is not the only thing that they have parental guidance. I think they have a parental center. Like, I know Snapchat has one, Instagram has one. So
they don't read it, though.
They're putting all of this out of your kids search for these terms, specific terms that they should not be searching. Oh, I'm doing a research paper. I don't know about that. But the parent is going to be alerted. And what the parent does, Instagram says, well, we told you. So it's in your court. Your ball's in your court. You do what you need to do. We did our part. That's all we can do. We're not the parent. But they want Instagram to be the parent. So there's a lot of things going on with social media like that. So yeah. All right, one more from Instagram. Instagram is expanding its Instagram for TV app to Google TV devices in the US 2 months after its debut on Amazon Fire TV in December. So they launched this Instagram TV app as a way to expand Reels viewing beyond mobile. So you can browse posts from your Instagram feed directly on your TV. Now, what does it sound like? Okay, a lot of people watch Google, YouTube on their TV. A lot of this viewing of video content is happening on TVs in older households, because the Gen Z are they have a thing about the big screen TV. They don't like it. They want to watch it on their phones. So Instagram is expanding this to Google TV. They are looking to compete with YouTube because YouTube dominates this TV app space. Instagram likely wants viewers to switch to its TV app while watching, while you're watching and you're mindlessly flipping through what's on. Oh, there's my Instagram. Let me look at the reels. So they're making an app to fit that, or expanding it to Google TV. They're saying the new app is personalized to each user as it shows reels based on the content and creators they enjoy on the app. Reels are organized into channels and categories based on topics such as comedy, music, and lifestyle. Reels will also play automatically, which means you don't have to keep scrolling and watch the next video. You can also view the comments and reshare reels on this Instagram for TV app on Google. Users can pair the app with their Instagram app and add up to 5 accounts in one household, or they can choose to create a new account just for TV viewing. So here we go, Instagram with their reels, pushing it on your TV. Let's hear it.
If I have to download an app for Instagram to go on my TV, it shall not happen. I can just stay with YouTube, watch the shorts that I got on YouTube. And most people, when they do a reel, they have already done it for YouTube Shorts. So I don't need to come out of where I'm at to come over there to watch that.
Right. Now, so I don't know if you have to install it you have to install it, but if you're buying a new TV, it might already be on there.
Okay, well, that's
Google
not going to
TV.
happen. So this is, for me, this is a case of who asked for this.
Yay.
Nobody, but Instagram goes, hey, like I said earlier, they're going to push these reels on you.
No.
They're going to give you these reels.
And then the fact that it just comes up one right after another.
Yeah.
No. I don't even watch my YouTubes that way. I don't.
But that's what I'm saying about reels. I don't watch. I'm like, we're like reels. I'm like, I don't go into the reels feed. I look at my feed and there's a reel, there's a post, there's a reel. Yeah. And if it's a reel that is saying something I want, then I might look at the comments or touch it to go further. But otherwise, it's that stupid dance and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want that. So. Or it's people with the podcast and they have the little podcast snippets from their podcast. It has to be interesting, or I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're 100% right, because the whole thing with the snippets from the podcast is that, number one, it has to be the most compelling part to get people to watch. But number two, have we noticed how they all are looking alike?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So there's the person with the microphone at the desk. Usually the background looks very similar. They all pick this purple uplighting, the pink. They all do the same thing. So there's very little difference between podcast A and podcast B. So you have to do something to stand out. So that as a reel is not compelling to me, because it looks like every other piece of podcast.
Because everybody, and then you have the ones with the two guests, and then they switch from one to the other and one to the other, where they're sitting on a couch and the microphone is in front of them, and then the one person says something and it switch back to the other, and then it switch back and it does that. I'm like,
ping pong. Yeah,
the ping pong. But again, this had to be something I want to hear. It had to be a conversation I want to hear. I'm like, this is one of those stupid podcasts. Whoop. I don't want that. And they're doing it more and more.
By people who don't have the expertise to talk about what they're talking about. But that's a different show.
Now, see, here's the thing. I have a question about. You're right. I have a question about, because I just thought about with YouTube, when you're watching the short, if it's something that's connected to a long form video, there is a link. You can tap it and it goes to the video. Now, Instagram, are they going to do the same thing? Probably not, because it's not linked
There is no
link.
long form. There's
Right,
no long form.
Or it could, because Instagram doesn't like to do links at all. So I would say the smart play as in podcasting is the snippet of the podcast with the link to the longer podcast that is somewhere else or on Instagram, because I'm trying to remember what the length of the video is for Instagram. But see, Instagram's not going to do that because they don't want you to go to YouTube.
Right.
So I'm just putting up podcast reels, hoping the person goes, oh, let me go to the bio and see in the bio, which people don't do. Right. Whereas YouTube, I did this a couple times for some rest. Somebody was making something I wanted. I was like, I looked and there was a link, and you tap the link, it goes to the longer video. I was like, this is what I want. To see the little short got me interested, that's what it was supposed to do, a short, and it took me to the long. Instagram doesn't do that. So,
man,
yeah.
Thank you very much. The other thing about YouTube that is a win for those of us watching is that when you subscribe, for example, you can put on the notification to be notified. I mean, you can do that in fairness with Instagram as well, but it works very differently. So when you put on the notifications, I actually, because everything is connected, I get a notification that there's a new YouTube video, or YouTube video is premiering in half an hour or something to that effect, right? And so the notification system is just much better for content on YouTube, and it makes you want to come back. Additionally, once you subscribe, not only are there notifications, but when you're looking, if you're looking on a desktop, for example, on the left-hand side, there's a little symbol besides the people that are live at that moment.
Yes.
Besides the people who have, and there's a blue dot for those who have recently uploaded content.
Yes.
So I don't even have to specifically go to your channel to see that, because YouTube is going to tell me, hey, there's new content and live content. Click on it and you'll go right there.
Exactly.
Instagram is so woefully behind when it comes to that.
Yeah, because they take us through a trip through the jungle to get. Oh, I'm like, I do not want to be here. I want to keep me over here.
And then you're just lost in the Amazon with the macaques and whatever those monkeys are. You're just lost.
Now, so what I discovered by accident Monday, I was doing a class on AI or something, and I was talking to the class about Substack. So I went there and I pushed the go live on Substack. I was like, it put us on our YouTube channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. We went live and I just did a test or whatever. And the next thing I know, I got a notification that BizChicks went live and it was on our YouTube channel. I was like, now I'm gonna have to explore this.
Yeah.
And figure out how that works. Because I think it's because I have the YouTube connected to our Substack.
Yeah, you must have it. Yeah. You probably, you must have it. Probably, yeah.
We have 500 and some people subscribed on Substack. So if we went live, they all get a notification.
They all get notified.
And it's not a random who's going to show up.
And see, I was just thinking of that because I always think about, because Don Lemon has this setup where he goes live YouTube and use StreamYard and all of that. But it goes live on Instagram. If I look at my phone, it says he's live on Instagram, or there's a pop-up, he's live on Instagram, he's live on Substack, he might be on Twitch or whatever, but he's doing it from one place, but it goes out. So if I'm on Substack, I will get an email saying that they're live, or a pop-up or whatever, and it's because, like you said, it's connected, but he's going live one place, which is what I like.
And so I got to find out if StreamYard allows us to go to Substack. That would be it would take care of everything.
You have to do it using StreamKey though.
Boo. And so that means I got to put StreamKey in every week.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, come on guys, get with it. Okay, if you're watching this,
yeah,
Make it put Substack in the lineup. So
that sounds like something we need to do.
Yeah, no, because that's the reason I hadn't done it yet. Because when I did that conversation on Tuesday, you get 8 places. I could have put more, but I'm like, I'm already doing too much.
Right, you don't want to put too much on the plate. Yeah,
right. So I put 8, but then I was like, okay, it's going to be between this and this. So you then start to weigh, where am I going to get more leverage?
Right.
I've already decided that I'm not interested in going live to Instagram anymore because it just is not worth it to me, especially since my main thing is YouTube. So I'm like, well, so I could just swap out and put Substack, but we'll see.
Right. And see, here's the thing about not going live on Instagram is because, like we were saying about the podcast, you do the podcast and you just chop it up, put the reels on Instagram. Because it's not, see, Instagram isn't going to push it for me, the reel. So why do I bother with it unless it is to just go, here's a little something, come over here.
Well, they don't even push the lives. You can't even find when people are live because the little circles used to do. Now you either have to go scroll and see, and if you don't see, but you know somebody is live, you have to go to their account and click on their circle. They're not interested in live.
No.
And the other part of that is when you go live from within StreamYard, you have to do a bunch of, what are they called, cartwheels to even do it, because you turn it on and then you got to go over there and turn on live.
Yeah, you got to go on I think you had to go to your Facebook page or whatever and do something over there.
Right. It doesn't just automatically go live. You have to go through.
So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like I said, just
no.
Put do the live, do it everywhere else, and then afterwards just clip it up and say, here's the reels on Instagram for the rest of the week. Because they're not pushing it. Instagram's not pushing you live. So, boo Instagram. boo. All right. So what? Right. So what do we got? A little strategy there. We got to work on. We got to do how do we want to do the Substack? So we're gonna work on that. Now, one more from and this is about YouTube. So YouTube is they are trying to sweeten the package for the premium light plan by adding 2 features that are already included in the ad-free premium subscription. So they're going to add background play and downloads are rolling out to YouTube Premium Lite. Now remember, Premium Lite was introduced last year. It's the $8 a month plan. So it's not the premium, it's like in between. It's not the free. Premium Lite lets you stream YouTube Kids and YouTube videos for gaming, beauty, podcasts, and other non-music content without ads. Okay, so upgrading to the premium subscription brings you everything on YouTube ad-free with access to YouTube Music Premium included at no extra cost. So that's the premium one, but this is the Lite plan. So Lite subscribers around the world can watch videos offline or let them play in the background. So they, Google said, hey, we heard your complaints or your, requests, and here we go. We added these 2 features to the Premium Lite plan, the Premium Lite, which is the $8 a month. So that's what YouTube is doing. And that's your social media news and update for the week.
Ba-da-ba.
How you do it? I always get the fingers wrong. People do this. People do this. People do that. They do this.
Better.
People do all kind of different
Terry,
things.
where'd you get that reaction at? Where did you get the reaction? Because I was looking for those.
It's you scroll down in media assets. You scroll all the way down. You can get some.
They've added some sound effects.
Under sounds. Okay, I see it.
Okay.
I was like, where is that?
And I think it will allow you to even upload your own sound. See what's it?
Yeah, it does. You can upload your own too.
Oh, okay. I like that. The applause and
listen, StreamYard is always put every time I come in here, there's something popping up. We did this, we did that. I'm like, it is a lot of stuff. Thank you, StreamYard, but I'm like, it's a lot, and I'm like, Oh, we got music, we got sounds, we got reactions, we got this, we got that.
They better. Do you know how much this costs?
That's what I was saying.
Hey, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying they're on it. They're on it. They're on it with
it is much appreciated, but
Yes,
I'm also going to say that's exactly what you should have done. I'm not giving you cookies or applause for doing what you should have done. Just like parents don't do that.
Not when these cookies cost this much.
Exactly. You're supposed to go to school and make A's.
You're supposed to.
I'm not giving you a cookie. But here's the other thing with that the drum roll.
Yeah,
I need not a Cuban bongo.
I know. You need the.
You need the regular
I don't need
drum roll.
Miami Sound Machine drum roll. Can you?
I hear you.
I don't mind it, but can we also have a traditional snare drum as well?
Yes.
We would have to upload. These sounds are free somewhere online. You can find what you. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, well, oh wait, they have wait. Let me add this. I'm adding stuff, Terry. You see it?
Yeah.
It says Boo Large.
It's Boo Large. Yeah, I see that.
Okay, well, they don't have any more drum things in here.
They got different music. Mm-hmm.
We have that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when we don't like something, we can go.
Yes.
Okay, that is pretty cool. So they have some more things over there, but they don't have the snare drum roll.
Okay, well, there's lots of places you can get it for free.
Yeah,
and that's what they say. You can upload it. You just need to know. It says here, upload sounds you have made or you are authorized to use. Learn more. Okay.
Oh wait, did you put that up there, Terry?
Mm-hmm.
Drum roll. Oh, TJ put it in. Yeah.
Is it the sound loud? Is it loud enough?
No. Okay,
but you can adjust. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like I just did a search free sound drum roll, and that was you can find what you want.
Okay, they need to work on their skill set. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So now all is well.
All is well in the world.
Okay. All right, Dr. Tachi, I think we're ready for you.
Wonderful. So I wanted to start off. There's a little bit, I saw a little bit of tech that's interesting, and there are many people who use Uber, but Uber and Joby Aviation have introduced Uber Air. So they're trying to revolutionize urban air travel, in case you didn't know. So they officially announced their partnership to bring multimodal aerial transportation to major cities. Yes. So the service is going to integrate into the main Uber app, and it will allow you to book a full journey, including ground transportation. So you could do your Uber that gets you to wherever the station is or wherever your Uber is going to come from, the air Uber. So it's an electric aircraft that features 6 tilting propellers, and it reaches top speed of up to 200 miles per hour with a 100-mile range. Yes. So if it's called Joby Aviation and Uber, so you could take a look at that and you'll get an image of what it's supposed to look like. So again, this is supposed to come in seamlessly to what urban life is like, and it allows you to book aerial transit directly through the standard Uber app, as I said. And if you just tap, it can coordinate every leg of your journey automatically, and it will match your flight with the Uber Black pickup and drop off so that it is seamless. So they're expecting to carry their first passengers in Dubai later this year. So this is not even a one day in the future, in the year 2000, like they used to tell us when we were little, we'll be flying. Those were lies, but about 20 something years too late. But all right, here we are. And so it's supposed to be in Dubai later this year. And that's a huge milestone for urban mobility and aerial flight in cities. So look for that. I just wanted to let you know that that's happening, that they just announced that. So breaking news.
It brings to mind, what was that? I see Bruce Willis in, oh my gosh.
Die Hard?
Not Die Hard. When he was in an alien movie.
Oh gosh.
Okay, I can't remember with it, but okay. But there's also the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger where the taxis were flying.
Okay, I think I remember.
Okay. Anyway, there was, what is Arnold Schwarzenegger and then Colin Firth did it? Total Recall.
Oh, Total Recall. Yeah.
So the taxis were flying. So you got picked up and you're flying over in the city. You weren't on the ground.
Okay.
Fifth Element. That's what it was with Bruce Willis.
Yes. Bruce Willis, Fifth Element. Exactly.
Right. So it was just, I can see how that would work where if it's only going 100 miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that works because you can get to the airport a lot or wherever you're going, right? They're not flying you all the way to your destination across the water.
No, unless your destination is 100 miles away. But but this is interesting. This is really interesting because I know it's urban, but what does that mean for aviation in general? Because if you can, there's a lot that is required to fly, right? Mm-hmm. And so this seems like it is a quicker, more seamless way to get to where you need to get to. So what if they increased the range to like 300 miles?
Then that's a trip to LA that I would pay for without being on a regular flight.
Exactly. The aviation industry, these airlines are going to start to say something, right? They're quiet now because this is really local.
Well, and they don't have any that can compare because if I'm not mistaken, they're doing vertical lift now. They're not doing where you have to do a runway and then take off.
Correct.
This is vertical lift, kind of like helicopter and move.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But this is different than the age of the helicopter because helicopters are still a very specialized thing. It's expensive. Yeah. There are some people who do it like, okay, obviously like in LA, there is a lot of traffic. So that's a way to bypass the traffic. So you've got it in places like that, but the average person is not doing it. What this aims to do is democratize air travel or urban air travel. Let's say that. So this is different. I'm interested to see where this goes.
Right.
Because it is exciting.
Because I'm trying to think it would work. It would work in, okay, Sacramento is urban, but not urban like other urban, right?
Okay.
Like LA, this would work perfectly because you need to get above all the traffic and just go someplace, land wherever you need to land. And I might get into.
Absolutely.
But it better not be driverless. That's all I gotta say.
I don't have time for that. No, absolutely not. But yeah, I found it interesting, and so I wanted to share that. So
thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have to talk about the huge elephant in the room. Before we do the biggest elephant in the room, let's talk about the smaller baby elephant in the room, the BAFTAs. We all know what happened at the BAFTAs.
Yeah, I think,
I
know. Shaking her head, but yeah.
So the BAFTA,
I don't know what happened.
So, for those of you who don't know, the BAFTAs are the British Television Awards, but there are still a fair amount of international British television and movie awards. So there's still a fair amount of international films and projects that get awarded BAFTAs.
Right.
So what ended up happening was there was a man who the story film was based on who has Tourette syndrome. So people were alerted that there was somebody in the audience that had Tourette syndrome, and you know that one of the things, not everybody with Tourette's does this.
Right, it's different. It's different for everybody. Yeah,
it's different for everybody. Right. But he had the form of it that caused him to blurt out things, right? Profanities and
other offensive things.
Offensive things. That's a great word.
Profanity. Yes.
Offensive. And so while Sinners was, of course, the big thing there. So you had Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan, who went up on stage to present, and he, the person with Tourette's, yelled out the N-word.
And he was sitting in the front, and they put him in the front. He's in the front.
Put him in the front, exactly.
And they put a microphone in front of him.
So here's the thing. This is why I want us to. This is the first discussion we're going to have. So that was the one thing. So here's the other part of it. It went wayward because, as you know, there is a delay when it comes to airing things for things that happen like this.
Yeah.
Somebody went in. So the excuse they used, the BAFTAs, was like they didn't hear it, which is why they didn't do it. But apparently they were told. Somebody went and told them that this happened to do the delay, and they didn't do it. And so it ended up being heard. Rather than in delay. So forget
kept in the replay and kept in the replay.
Exactly. Forget about the fact that the people in the theater, that there are many Black people in the theater that this could have affected. You have Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan who have to keep composure on stage while this is happening. So that's the thing there. So now the BAFTAs, they're saying that they're still investigating this or they're investigating this. And okay, let me let you all make comments, and I will come back in. Go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I added the part about, and I've read, the story comes out, and this person apologized, and this person says this, and this says that, and that says that. The studios got involved and wanted an investigation. So little bits of the story has come down to where he was put in the front. I think he even said, like, they put a microphone in front of him, because they put microphones so there's one in front of him. So, and they know who he is, and they know what it's about, and they know it's like okay, here's the setting. Let's see what happens. Also, the president of the BAFTAs is who? Prince William. What's going on with the royal family?
I have no idea.
All in the news.
They want a distraction. Listen, they want a distraction from what's happening with the formerly disgraced Prince Andrew.
The man formerly known as Prince Andrew.
Exactly.
Being arrested, the first royal since 1647 or some year.
Some century.
Some year. There's a whole hullabaloo outcry, rightly so, of what did the royal family know, who knew it, and when and what. So
exactly. So they need a distraction.
They need a distraction because this is how they roll. They use the British media to distract. So BBC is a part of that. British media. They all kowtow to the royal family. The president of the BAFTAs is William. So if William wants something done, it gets done.
Exactly.
So put all that together, and all of these little pieces have come out. Besides they said this word, and the outcry, but then all of these little pieces started to drop. Alan Cummings was the host, right? Was he the host of the BAFTA?
Yes.
The
yes.
MC? I'm not sure when he came out and said what he said, and he said, this person has Tourette's, and I forgot what he said. But there were other things said about people, Alan Cummings being one, where this person shouted out things specifically at Alan Cummings
at this particular time.
That he is of a certain culture. He's LGBTQ plus. This person yelled out a slur. That was removed.
They also removed
yes
when there were, I can't remember who gave the speech and they ended it with Free Palestine.
Yes,
remove Free Palestine.
Yes, the director.
You had the good gumption to remove every other piece of slur that
everything
was considered to be a slur, but you could not do it for this. So I find that to be very interesting. Was there anything before?
There was more. There was a lady that said something about the BAFTA rules, or you know how they get up there and say, "Oh, this is how we do the voting." She said, and he yelled out "boring" at her. That was removed.
Wow.
Everything else was removed, but this one word.
And everything else, but him.
Yes.
Why are you there?
Let's pile it on some more. It wasn't just one instance of this word. There was 3.
There were several instances.
Different Black people. Not just Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan.
Say what?
There were others where this person yelled out this particular word.
Why didn't they remove him?
See,
that was one of the things. He could have been
because they planted him. They didn't remove him because they planted him.
The microphone was put in front of him. That's all I'm going to tell you.
And here's the thing. So I'm sorry, were Fran or Terry, was there something that you wanted to say?
No, I didn't know.
Fran didn't know the story, so she's absorbing all of this.
Yes,
and I didn't know the additional details.
Oh yeah,
there are so many additional details
right now.
Thank you so much, TJ, for the.
And then Warner Brothers. I'm not sure, was it Warner Brothers that wanted somebody wants an investigation because of the varieties story that some of the studios are looking. Well, there's an investigation. I
have to look and see. I'm not sure.
Know who it was exactly.
Yes. So this is very layered. And I was watching Read This, Read That, which is the podcast that Joy Reid does together with Jackie Reed. So I was watching this and listening to her take, and Joy will always have a brilliant take. So one of the things that came up was, besides what we've just said in terms of you can remove and edit everything else but this. So what was, the thing was that they were trying to make sure that they had an inclusive environment. And I understand. But when your inclusivity then is insensitive to other people, this is when you have to act. Because it was only after that he then went to another room where there was the television where he could watch this. This is where he should have been from the beginning. From the first outburst, he should have been there. I think there's
correct.
We're getting into this whole thing now. Disability is only afforded grace when it comes to certain groups.
Yes.
Non-melanated people who have disabilities are afforded more grace often than other people of color, etc., that have disabilities.
Right.
There's no reason that he should have been allowed to stay that long, knowing that this is, and it's Tourette's. So this is the thing, you watch. And I understand about being inclusive and not making people with disabilities feel uncomfortable. But then it comes to the fact that nobody cares about the Black people who felt uncomfortable. This is a word that has been used, and don't give me the malarkey about, oh, well, they use it. Shut up. I don't want to hear that. This is a word that has been used.
Many excuses flew around this week that it was crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. This word has been used to enact extreme violence against Black communities. This word has a hurtful pain and history. If you hear some people trying to take it back, that's a whole semantic thing in terms of trying to take back the power, which I don't agree with, but I can't say how other people in the, that are Black should use the word.
Either. And I think
I can't stand it.
I think that's an ignorant approach, but anyway.
It is an ignorant approach, in my opinion, but for them, they may have a reason. Fine. Just don't call, unless you don't want to get smacked down, don't call me that. So you use that amongst yourselves if that's what you choose to do. But
so, can I add a little, this is the part out of everything. This is the part that burns at the top of my list, is that the person with the Tourette's has the film and all that fine, wonderful, did not apologize to Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan. And then he put out several statements, one of them which he used the word if. I hate when I hear this. If anyone was offended, not
like we got a problem if we're offended.
If
you know what I mean?
No, we were
because
offended.
Everybody else is okay, y'all.
I hate when I hear that.
Have a problem.
I hate when people go, if anyone was offended. No, there was a group that was offended. So your apology was a non-apology because you did not address the two men directly. Mm-hmm. You did not take ownership of whatever. It was, I have Tourette's.
Okay, isn't this what we've been talking about, the lack of accountability? That, oh, well, I have Tourette's syndrome. Very well, and I understand you didn't do it on purpose. However, you will say things knowing that this is something that you live with. You may have the tendency to say things that will be hurtful or harmful to people. For that, you need to apologize. People understand that you didn't do it on purpose, but you need to apologize. And it's really interesting because the thing is, you get these words from somewhere.
Exactly.
You didn't just conjure them up in your head. So it's what you were exposed to.
Specific group, Dr. Tachi.
Exactly.
Isn't that interesting how they came out at a connected times? Like he didn't call the Black people gay. He didn't go, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean? So what's going on up here?
So, and also his statement, he decides to educate us on Tourette's. We got it. I don't need to educate.
There are Black people with Tourette's syndrome. Guess what?
I don't need to educate. I know what it is. You don't have to do your whole statement. You did not apologize. You said if anybody was offended. And he goes to, oh, well, let me tell you, I punched my mother and I did this and I did. Okay,
well, sorry for her. I hope you apologize.
With what you did on the bath. That is nothing to, like, we're stupid or something. We know what Tourette's is.
But that's you cannot hide and use that as a crutch for doing things that affect people. And you didn't do it on purpose. You don't have control over some of these things. Number one, you apologize. Number two, you need to sit and think, well, I got these words from somewhere. And again, I am not an expert on Tourette's syndrome. I am not a therapist. I don't know any of these things. So I don't know enough about Tourette's syndrome to say definitively what happens. And it's different for everyone. All I know is, as a Black person, I would have been hell of offended and annoyed that this came out of your mouth. And I don't give a damn why it came out of your mouth. All I know is it came out of your mouth. Apologize for it.
And
you did it. Take culpability.
Times, right?
Okay.
Say again. Yeah, several times.
Several times.
My thing, this is a little tie-in that I used to watch CBS mornings, and there, they got some good stories. There's a reporter called David Bigno.
Yes.
Okay, I watched him. I love his stories. He did one where he said, I want to confess I have Tourette's. My mouth went, what? because he does not have the tics. He does not have the he has it, but he has control. He said he's controlled himself to where he doesn't do it anymore. And you see this man on the news, you would not have known. And I that's why I'm like, Tourette's is different for everybody, but I'm like, if David can do it, why can't this man do it?
And we don't know to what extent his Tourette's is controllable or whatever, but what we do know is that David has an incentive not to do that.
Okay.
This other man has no incentive.
That's what I mean. David has explained that he works hard at it. He works. He said every day it's a struggle when he opens his mouth. He works at it. Why won't this man work at it? He's just like,
okay, and he don't have. And here's the thing: the guy, even if he can't control his mouth, you can control where you sit.
Remove yourself.
Remove yourself.
It shouldn't have taken. Remove yourself.
Why that particular word? Why can't you just yell out banana or something else? Why?
But because even if you know you have a tendency to do this and it's going to cause disruption, don't sit in the front row.
They put him there. No, they put him there.
I don't care. I would be I'm sorry, I don't want to be in the front row. I'm going to sit back over here somewhere.
Right, because he explains, he was like, when he said that, he was thinking, why did they put a mic in front? But he didn't, like you said, he didn't see the setup.
It's the privilege. It's the privilege of being non-melanated and having a disability. Because imagine if one of us, or so let's say Delray Lindo had Tourette's. Imagine that. And he yelled out, colonizer, every time a non-melanated person came out. Colonizer.
See,
it wouldn't feel good after a while.
On him, because he know he has Tourette's. He sat at the front, like Fran says. He saw the microphone and did not do anything. That's a setup, dude. They setting you up.
And why? For more publicity for the movie.
To take
for the distraction.
Distraction. It is a distraction
from the biggest story over there. The biggest story ever over there. How do we distract from that? Oh,
does anybody else need a reason to go independent? Does anybody else need a reason now? So this was the big story of the week.
I calmed down. Now I'm back upset. I had calmed down after all of it, and now I'm like, I'm frenzied again. Just thinking about the moment, because you watch the moment. It's just wow. It's wow. It is wow. When you see the moment when this dude says that, and then you see the two black men up there, and you see the thing on their face, and it's like, oh my goodness. So.
And again, it's like people expect for black people, black people or anybody else who has had to deal with discrimination to just let it roll off their backs, because this is the danger.
Oh, we're supposed to get over it.
We're supposed to eat it and just love it.
Well, this is the danger in us saying when they go low, we go high. When they go low, I throw rocks, and some people say when they go low, I take it to hell. Some people do that.
Especially, here's another thing that came out that I think I'm not sure if Michael B. Jordan said it, but there was reports of that this incident upset his parents and made them cry.
Absolutely. Can you imagine? This is what your parents fought against, and only to see your son and all the struggle you put in be cast aside because someone decided I have the right, even though I have this disability, and I know it can make me say this, and I've done it in the past because this is not his first time, that I have the right to sit here and just see what happens, knowing that there are lots of black people, knowing that there were gay people in the audience. For that, you are the Bama of the week. This guy.
Donkey of the day. You got donkey of the day.
Donkey of the day for real. I don't care what your disability is. I don't care what the problem is. I am not giving you any consideration when you lacked consideration for the people in the room. And it was not just the black people, of course, but imagine how uncomfortable it was for other people in the room as well. And not just because it's an outburst, but what you're saying. People who don't agree with that. That is really uncomfortable. And then you've made them have to face I have to take culpability again for being white and the sins of my fathers again.
And it's the whole white privilege thing of it, because there's the incident plus the fallout of where you did not take responsibility, nor did you apologize. That's like compounds it of, wow, this happened, but then you're thinking, oh, the BAFTAs are going to apologize. The BBC is going to apologize. This man is going to apologize. He goes, well, if anybody was offended, well, let me educate you on Tourette's. Nah, I don't want that, dude.
Nobody cares.
I want a simple I'm sorry. I want a public apology. I want a recorded apology. I want a something apology. You gonna apologize for this whole week, dude. Not if any that when I heard that no, there was offense, sir. There was offense.
So when we say we're tired, this is exactly what we mean. When we are like, yeah, we're not marching, we're not doing these things because this is no longer, this is what we mean. It is tiring to keep, and in fact, it's just like, you know what, this is why I'm not going to see, not that I was going to see that film anyway, but I definitely would not now.
Oh, guess what? Now, I think it comes out on the day of the Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, well, forget that. It's not happening.
I read that. I got to check on it. But somebody said, oh, by the way, that movie comes out the same day as the Michael movie.
Well, nobody is. I wasn't checking for that movie to be quite honest, it's not as if I was checking for that movie anyway. I was going to see it. I was not.
Oh, really?
The Michael one, yes, perhaps, but not this other one.
Oh, the Michael movie's going to be worldwide, bombastic, going to blow everything out the water. People are waiting on the pre-sale tickets.
And this whole thing, what you don't realize, man with Tourette's, is that this was also a blow to the film in general. I do know his name, but I don't.
I know it's John something, but I'm just like the man with Tourette's. I like saying that. So
yes, yeah, the John Davidson is his name.
I have no excuse or apology to anybody because I'm not disparaging the disability community. I'm disparaging this man because of, like I said, you did the action, but the follow up. There was no proper follow up.
No follow up. And the thing is, I think there's no follow up because besides it being a distraction, they are used to people of color and people that are consistently oppressed just letting things go and forgiving and never saying anything. So they are used to this type of behavior. And so they've become accustomed to not having to apologize, not having to take accountability, pushing off the blame someplace else, over explaining or mansplaining to everybody else about what this is. Nobody asked you for that. A simple apology would be fine. So this is your fault, even though the fault does not lie with your disability. But when you know this is something that happens, you are responsible for removing yourself from situations that would hurt others. It's the same thing of if you know you're drunk and then you get behind the wheel of a car and you hit someone by mistake, you didn't intend to do that. But are you going to say, well, you know what? I was drunk. Let me explain how inebriation works. No. You take responsibility for something. It wasn't your control because you didn't have to drink, but once you drank it, your senses got out of control. So you apologize for that.
I think that's what made me angrier was the follow up, because you're thinking he's going to apologize. He's going to, oh my God, I'm so sorry. The way that they went about it, and all of the people that were like, well, it's Tourette's, you should allow that kind of thing. No, we don't allow behavior just because a person has this disability. Like Fran was saying, they should have put him somewhere else.
They're used to us saying, well, we understand that they're used to that. So this time they're like, well, what happened to these kind, sweet Black people?
Nah, Gen Z don't roll like Gen Z and millennials don't roll like that. We don't either, but Gen Z is really like,
we don't really roll like that either. But.
Yeah, we don't roll like that, but they're more vocal about, oh, hold up, wait a minute. We are gathering the pitchforks and we getting on the plane and we going over there with the pitchforks and fire and
the torches. Yeah.
We are burning down something over there.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of thing that's going on. So yes, that's the story of the week.
that's the story of the week. I want to put that out there. And so we're going to move on because I think we have discussed
There's
that
something
ad
bigger than that?
nauseum.
There was something bigger than that?
Well, that's a big one, but of
Yeah.
course, Netflix has backed out of the Warner Brothers deal. In case you didn't know.
Yes. That's the
So
big
that's a big thing that people are talking about as well. So Paramount has won because Netflix had until March 4th to match this new bid that Paramount put out there.
Yeah.
And they were like, forget it. That's okay.
It's like I'm sorry. It's like being at the auction at Sotheby's and you're like,
yes.
And then all of a sudden you go, all right, you can have it.
Right here, 1 million
And the other
for
person's
1
like,
million
wait a
for
minute.
1 million for.
Yes. Aren't you going to bid? No, I'm good.
That's exactly what they did. So they said, so Netflix's CEO is Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters, because they're co-CEOs. And they said in a statement on Thursday that, quote, the deal is no longer financially attractive and it was always a nice to have at the right price, not a must have at any price.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well put.
Netflix said, we out, we good.
So we hear what it is. They are not. So what I'm hearing, if we read between the lines, is that this is not necessary to Netflix's success.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to have this because I've got other plans for our content, for growth, and it doesn't include Warner Brothers Discovery. It could have, and that would have been a nice extra, but it doesn't. Our success does not hinge on having that. So it's very interesting that Paramount was clamoring and clawing and scrambling for Africa to have it. This is exactly what they were doing.
Mm-hmm. And isn't it interesting how Paramount Plus, there's talk of them being over leveraged or something like that, or something about the tipping over point or something.
They are very over leveraged. They just did this.
Netflix can stand back and Netflix can stand back and look at the there's a word I want to use, but they can sit back and go, all right, well, we can pick the right fruit now and pay less for what
about the fallout.
The fallout, yes. So they can sit back and go, you're going to tip over, and then we can get pennies on the dollar what we want.
And they have this money earmarked for an acquisition now. So they could choose to go acquisition. They could choose to go development of something. There are lots of things they could do. So really, this may be a blessing in disguise for Netflix, because remember, Ted Sarandos was also, on the Hill trying to, there was significant regulatory blowback that was going to happen and roadblocks because of this. So now if we look at, I just talked about this on Dr. Vibe Show today. So if we look at the harm in this, or the con in this, is the fact that now this creates a behemoth company and consumers and viewers get less choice. I mean, I don't know who's watching CBS and stuff anyway. That's fine, which is why, look, they were clamoring for this, because if you don't have much going on your own, flawed thinking says, well, let's get this as well. Now, Warner Brothers Discovery, here's the thing that they have. I mean, and Paramount has this too, but the studio system is waning. That is not the way to go anymore. When you have Crocs, who produces content for their brand, and brands are now the studios, this is a big indication that you are no longer needed.
We don't need you.
I don't need you.
Must see TV no more. Like I said earlier, there's no must see TV. We don't need it.
So you get two companies that are not as important as they used to be to band. Do you think, and this is why I just look at them like, so it's like 0 times 0 equals what? 0. So you get two companies, and I'm not saying they're zeros, but they're not as important. multiplied. Now you just have a multiplication of non-importance.
Exactly. I really have a problem with Paramount. They put some of the traditional stuff behind their paywall, like the Olympics, and I refuse to pay them for anything. I just think it's unpatriotic. It's ugly. Show me some commercials. Do whatever you got to do, but don't hold the Olympics hostage.
I think that's the worst mistake that you can make.
It was terrible. And I said, hey, I'll just wait for it to get on YouTube.
It was on. It's on YouTube. It was.
Exactly.
I watched everything on YouTube.
Exactly.
I watched all Olympic, like all of. I like the skating, with the men and women, and it was like, okay, because of the time delay, everything was on YouTube before they was like, oh, at 8 p.m. we're going to show you Ilya I forgot his name, that he fell from one to. I was like, I already seen him, dude. It's on YouTube.
Exactly. So
I was good.
It's very interesting, this whole thing. So what else do they say? The transaction we negotiated would have created shareholder value with a clear path to regulatory approval. However, we have always been disciplined, and at the price required to match Paramount Skydance, Skydance, yes, Skydance's latest offer, the deal is no longer financially attractive. So we are declining to match Paramount Skydance bid. They were also very thankful for the process. And they said they believe that they would have been strong stewards of Warner Brothers' iconic brands, and that the deal would have strengthened the entertainment industry and preserved and created more production jobs in the U.S. But this, again, was a nice to have and not a must have at any price. So it looks like this is going to happen, that they've accepted the bid. It looks like it's going to happen. What we have to understand is there's still some regulatory things ahead.
Right.
It's not a done deal. In fact, California is saying it's not a done deal.
Ooh, here come California.
Yes. So they're talking about the this is what they say. Let me just say what they said. The California Attorney General Rob Bonta said Thursday, these two Hollywood titans have not cleared regulatory scrutiny. The California Department of Justice has an open investigation, and we intend to be vigorous in our review. So this was said hours after Netflix declined to raise the bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. So it's not a done deal yet. It still has some regulatory hoops that it has to jump through.
Wow.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about Netflix a little more. Apple has struck a Formula One deal with Netflix. Yes. Now, I like Formula One racing. I don't know. It is like just recently that I've been getting into racing. So I have been watching NASCAR, and I love Formula One racing. And I was never a racing person before, but it was DJ Mick Ford, who was really a big NASCAR person, who introduced some of us to it. I said, okay, well, this is interesting. So, we've gotten into picking our favorite drivers and things like that. So it's really very interesting. So I saw this. I'm like, this is neat. So what's going to happen? It's a surprise deal, actually. So Apple and Netflix are teaming up for select Formula One programming. So Netflix will simulcast the F1 Canadian Grand Prix May 22nd through the 24th, and it will also be on Apple TV. And Apple TV will get streaming rights to season 8 of Drive to Survive alongside Netflix. So Drive to Survive actually should be on Apple TV. Last night it was on Apple TV. Yeah, Thursday night. So they say this: Netflix, I think, has played a pivotal role in growing F1 since the launch of Drive to Survive, and we're thrilled to make F1 content more broadly available to new excuse me, and existing US fans on both Netflix and Apple TV. So each company is going to get something out of this. F1 gets programming that they can place alongside live races. So that's called shoulder programming. And they're also going to get expanded reach for Formula One programming through the Canadian Grand Prix simulcast. Netflix will get live F1 racing in the US in May, continuing their strategy of frequent live event programming. So again, this is all a foray into their live event programming. This is why Netflix is like, okay, whatever, because they're looking at other things, including strengthening live event programming.
Okay.
So I don't think they're as upset as that's why they're like, no, this is what we're going to bid. If you don't want it, we'll go elsewhere. We'll continue on with our lives.
We good.
I think that's a smart move because all of the stuff that was in the vault is old. We're not watching it. And so live event is a whole lot better way of doing that, because now I can get soccer on Apple TV. I can watch the F1 racing. I was like, oh, I wonder what that's about. I just never tapped into it, but it's all listed there on my Apple thing. Right. I was like, oh, I can watch. There's races from different countries and stuff. Like,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think Netflix dodged a bullet.
Yes.
Oh, they did.
Secretly, I think they're a little bit happy.
Yeah,
they go through. Secretly, they're like, they've come to terms with it, but I think they're also like, you know what? That's fine, because this could have been more trouble than it was worth. I think that the deal was more trouble than it was worth.
I agree.
In my humble opinion.
They're like,
dodge a bullet, man.
They did. Okay, so
Paramount is sitting. So Paramount is sitting there going, "Oh, we got it. We won. What did we win?"
Exactly. This could be a booby prize. So be careful.
Oh, you know how I just saw that reminds me. People do those videos of you steal the Amazon packages and they're booby trapped and they blow up the car. The powder and stuff goes everywhere. I saw one the other day. I was laughing. That's what it is.
And that's exactly what they get.
What did we win? Nothing.
A booby prize. Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
No. It's fine.
It's just too funny to me.
No, it's hilarious. So one last thing that I want to talk about. Let's talk about Gen Z. This kind of crosses over into social media a little bit.
Okay.
It does. So Gen Z job seekers are learning professional skills on social media. But, are the sources credible? And this is why I wanted to bring this up, because TJ, this is your wheelhouse. So applicants are really looking for, the market is tough, and applicants are looking for any advantage that they have to make their resumes pop, basically, for lack of a better word. So lots of people are finding solutions through social media. So to YouTube and TikTok have lots of videos talking about tips, etc. And so job seekers are actually teaching themselves professional skills through places like YouTube and TikTok.
Right.
So YouTube University, I would say that. But Two Filter asked, what do employers think about that strategy? So there was a recent survey that was commissioned by Express Employment Professionals and conducted by the Harris Poll. So they collected responses from 1,000 U.S. adults and a similar number of hiring decision makers. And Harris found that the majority of both groups, 74% of job seekers and 71% of hiring managers, see self-taught skills as credible resume additions. So you going and learning on YouTube is something positive. So there are a smaller number of percentage of employers that prefer to see self-taught skills, but no matter how hirers answered that question, they mostly prompted applicants to demonstrate the utility
Right.
of their skill sets,
Right.
Not just the proficiency.
Right. They have to be tested on the application and the knowledge and the comprehension of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the CEO of Express Employment says this: self-learning is opening doors for workers everywhere, but it also raises the bar. Job seekers must be ready to demonstrate their abilities right away, and employers should be updating their hiring practices to evaluate skills people gain on their own.
Right.
So I just wanted to know what you thought about this, since social media is your wheelhouse.
Well, see, I love this because this was like a few years ago when Gen Z started doing their resume and doing job stuff on TikTok. I remember that, and they were like, "Oh, you can't and do an interview on TikTok." Yeah. That's where we are. Everything is digital. Everything's online. Also, there's the important part of the testing of the comprehension. Doesn't matter where you learn it. Do you know it? That's all I care about as an employer. Do you know da 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 da? Okay, here's a quick test. Answer these questions. That'll let me know where your level of comprehension and learning is versus, well, I went to so-and-so school, Wharton School of Business, and okay, great. What did you pick up or did you party? See, it doesn't matter. Because
She went to Wharton too.
Yeah,
I like that, because now you have to prove what you do.
Yeah.
Okay, you said you can sing. Okay, here's a mic. I need you to sing.
Oh, I sound like Whitney Houston. Really? Then you take that.
You got a piece of paper from wherever you got it from, but that does not mean even people who have PhDs and whatever degrees behind their name, can you do the work?
Were you a rich kid that sent somebody to sit in your spot and take your test, or what?
And then knowing some of these programs like I know them because I am an academic, sometimes I question if some of these students come away with anything at all, because you haven't reviewed your curriculum in so long.
Right.
Yes. Keep up to date.
I like the idea that the employers, that they are allowing, or, they don't have a problem with somebody going to update their skills, because even in most industries, continuing education happens.
Right.
You don't just stop. Okay, I got my degree back in 79, and then I'm like, wait.
There's a whole bunch of things that have changed between now and then. You have to keep current on your skill set. And people have busy lives and this and that, and a lot of stuff is online, and now things are social media. So I'm always looking at the social media aspect of, okay, what is it teaching me? Is it teaching me the right thing? Am I picking up a skill set? Am I improving? Am I sharpening? And versus, well, let me go to this program, and like Dr. Chaji said, they haven't upgraded the program and they haven't updated thing, and they're teaching things like it was 1999. Like, no.
Nope.
Exactly. So that's what I have for you today.
Oh, thank you. Well, for everybody watching, we want to say thank you for tuning in to Tech Life Weekly. We always have fun conversations here. Sometimes we take you along a little rabbit trail, but it's okay. We want to say thank you for joining us today. Dr. Tachi, you can find her on Mediascope and Indie Soup Media. You can find TJ everywhere, Terry Johnson online. You can find BizChicks at bizchicks.net. We want to say thank you. We're going to let our little digital AI take us out, and we will see you next time. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.